5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All systems go with Josh Appelbaum starts now.
Hello and welcome to episode 422 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. I am your host, Josh Appelbaum. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. A new week begins, but also the final week in the year 2025. That's right, New Year's Eve just a couple days away, but we got a lot to talk about between now and then. I tell you what, guys, it's that weird time of year. I can't really explain it. You probably know what I'm talking about, but that time between Christmas and New Year's. It's like, I don't know. You don't really know the day. You don't really know what the protocol is. It's like kind of a vacation, but it's not. Some people work, some people don't. But either way, guys, we're going to try to make the most of it, see if we can have some winners here for today on a big Monday. So I do hope that everyone had a fantastic Christmas break. Last time we talked was back last Tuesday, so a week ago, basically from tomorrow. But either way, it's been a while, so I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Hope they got everything they wanted for Christmas. And I just wanted to make one quick note and one thank you specifically to you guys listening, because you might have gotten sick of me saying it. Pumping my book out, telling you guys to get a stocking stuffer. You don't know what to get for your uncle or your nephew or whoever, so you might as well grab the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook. And let me just say, I just got an update on basically the week ending yesterday. So basically the Christmas week, and I had a big surge of sales. So I just want to say thank you to those of you out there who may have purchased a book or bought it for somebody, or maybe you received it, who knows. But either way, guys, it just means a lot to me that I saw that spike in sales. Obviously, to make me happy, to make my publisher happy, but it just goes to show that I think there's a thirst out there for an approach to sports betting that isn't just opinion-based, it's data-driven. It's focusing on what we always talk about, line movement, split, system matches, with our friends, of course, at both Rhythm and Juiceful. So I want to thank everyone for that. But either way, guys, hope you had a great Christmas break, and hope you're getting ready here for New Year's, because we got a lot to get to, including on New Year's Day, those big college football games, those big playoff games. So we will certainly be talking about those. But for today, a little bit of everything in terms of obviously Monday Night Football. So we have Rams and the Atlanta Falcons. We got a very contrarian line move here to talk about. And then also some college basketball. There's a huge college basketball slate today, 58 games overall, a lot of day sweats, or at least a few sweats that I see going on right now. But I did find two games that were tiny little games, a CAA, Coastal Athletic Conference game, and a Horizon League game, both with a good line move, splits, system matches, and good edges here from our friends at both Rhythm and Juiceful. So we'll see if we can get a couple games. Overall, of course, 3 plays. Let's try to go 2-1, but we have Monday Night Football and 2 college basketball games. So let's waste no more time and get right to it. Again, we're wrapping up the year 2025, hopefully starting it off here, final week on a hot note. So let's talk, of course, Monday Night Football. Wrapping up NFL Week 17. I'll set the stage, talk split system matches, and I'll give you my play for Rams and Falcons. Now, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, Rams visiting the Falcons. ESPN, of course, so what do we get? Buck and Aikman here tonight. But the Rams come in 11-4. Just saw their 2-game win streak, though, come to an end. Remember, they lost to the Seahawks 38-37 in overtime. That was just an absolutely incredible game, if you remember. And that's the perfect example of why we moneyline short favorites, because the Seahawks ended up winning by 1, but the Rams actually ended up covering that game by 1.5 as a 1.5-point road dog. Now, on the other hand, we have the Falcons, who are 6-9. However, they have won 2 in a row. Just took down the Cardinals 26-19, covered as a 2.5-point road favorite. Now, what have we seen across the market here? Well, this game opened with the Los Angeles Rams listed around an 8-point road favorite. And the public says Rams are awesome, great record. Obviously, we have Stafford as the favorite for the MVP, even though Drake May had a huge day yesterday. Still, Stafford, I think, is like minus 200, minus 250. And then, of course, we have Atlanta, sub-500 team, quote-unquote, nothing to play for. So public isn't scared off by that big number, and 79% of spread bets are laying the chalk with the Rams. However, even though we're seeing such lopsided betting on the Rams, nearly 8 out of 10 tickets laying the chalk here, we have not seen the Rams get up from -8 to -9, -10. No. Theoretically, you would assume heavy betting on the Rams. Odds makers would want to increase that line further in favor of the Rams to make the public pay a more expensive price, but then also give out a sweetener, a better number to the dog bettors to try to mitigate some risk. But here's one thing, and I learned about this over time in the industry, really when I started working at VEASAN back in 2019, and I started to talk to bookmakers. But you'll hear a lot of people sound smart when they say, oh, odds makers always want 50-50 action. So theoretically, there's no big hit they can take because it's always 50-50, and they'll just rake in the juice. And that is kind of true, but also it's not true. So if you talk to bookmakers, they're okay with lopsided action if they feel like they're on the sharp side. So in the case of this spot, we have heavy betting here on the Rams, but the Rams open -8. They're down to 7.5, even 7. So we always talk about this, and I think it's important, whether you win a bet or lose a bet, to talk through what's going on in your head and how the splits, the percentages, the line moves, how it's all coming together. So it doesn't make sense, right? Everyone's betting Rams, yet we're seeing this line drop toward the Atlanta Falcons. Why are the odds makers dropping the line to make it easier for the public to take the Rams? They like the Rams -8. Ooh, I love them 7.5. Ooh, I love them -7. But let's take a step back, ask ourselves what's going on. This tells me that we have a very sharp reverse line move in favor of Atlanta in a heavily bet game where we're seeing the line go away from the popular side toward the unpopular side. Tells me smart money came in here on the Falcons. Now, Falcons have some great bet against the public value, so it's not just a sharp move, but it's a great contrarian opportunity. They're only getting 21% of spread bets in a very, again, heavily bet primetime game. If you look at Circa, though, so DraftKings has heavy betting Rams, only 21% of spread tickets on Atlanta, but out at Circa in Vegas, 39% of spread bets, so a little more popular, still very contrarian, though, but 67% of spread dollars are on Atlanta. So I always like when Circa is giving me a sharp split in their favor, which tells me the wise guys in the desert are taking a position here on Falcons plus the points. Now, we got a lot of system matches here lighting up on the Falcons. I have 5 systems overall. First one, primetime dogs. Primetime dogs 30-23 against the spread this year, 57%, 8% ROI. Since 2020, they are 171-149 ATS, 53% with a 3% ROI. Now, if you're a big primetime dog getting 6 points or more, you're 10-8 ATS this year, 56%, 6% ROI. You're 38-26 ATS, 59%, 14% ROI since 2022. So not only have these primetime dogs done well, but if you're a bigger primetime dog, getting basically a touchdown or more, you're even better. Now, take away primetime or include primetime, but include all of their games as well. Just in general, generally speaking, if you're a big home dog getting 6.5 points or more, those teams are 15-8 against the spread this year, 65% with a 24% ROI. And since 2020, those big home dogs getting 6.5 or more, they're 84-54 against the spread, 61% with a 16% ROI. Also, home dog missed the playoffs the previous year, facing a favorite who made the playoffs the previous year. Kind of the ultimate buy low, sell high, where public just remembers, hey, Rams are a good team, Falcons are not, just take the Rams. But let's try to flip that on its head and try to capitalize on a buy low, sell high spot. Those home dogs missed the playoffs, opponent made. That system is 26-16 against the spread, 62% with an 18% ROI this year. Lastly, we got home conference dogs. They are 40-34 against the spread this season, 54%, 3% ROI. If the home conference dog is getting 7 or more, they improve to 13-6 ATS, 68%, 30% ROI this season. So all those systems are lighting up on the Atlanta Falcons. And oh, by the way, popped open Juice Reel and noticed a 14% sharp mush edge on the Falcons. Also, one of the 2 Robo Jackson best bet picks, the AI model that spits out 2 best bets each day, one of the 2 is on Falcons plus the points. Then we go to our friends at Rhythm. Rhythm, I have 3 recommended plays all on the Atlanta Falcons. First one is plus 4.4. Second one is plus 4.1. And a Green Star Smart Signal recommended play says take the Falcons. They should only be plus 4.9. So, public's on Rams, but line's going to Atlanta. We have a lot of systems. We have a sharp mush from Juice Reel, and we have Rhythm telling us it should be about a 4 or 5 point game. So you add it all up here, guys. I took Atlanta Falcons plus 7.5. Now, the key here is getting that hook. Super important. You lose by 7. You got to cash with the hook. Quite a few books are still offering 7.5. The goal now is to get the smallest juice possible. So FanDuel is plus 7.5 minus 120. Caesars is plus 7.5 minus 115. Ballybet, where I'm at in Mass, is plus 7.5, minus 118. Every other book is down to 7. So I jumped on Caesars, plus 7.5, minus 115. Let's go Atlanta Falcons. Now, in terms of the total, I didn't play it because there's kind of been some back and forth stuff going on. On the one hand, we did see this total tick up at one point. It was 48.5, up to as high as 50. But now it's come back down to 49.5, and now I'm seeing some books get down to 49, so the game day move is starting to fall back down toward the under. What's tough, though, is that the under looks really good at DraftKings, 32% bets, 63% dollars, but Circa, 74% bets, 89% dollars on the over. When the total is 49 or more, a high total, the over is 22-18 this year, 55%. However, you guys know the drill. Primetime unders, 30 and 26, 54%. Nearly a 3% ROI this year. They are 57%, 10% ROI since 2022, and a high primetime under 47.5 or more. They're 55% this year, 58% since 2017. So again, the total has gone up, but now it's starting to come back down. Looks like there is some game day money coming back toward the under, but it's kind of been back and forth, and I feel like we've kind of checked off quite a few boxes on Atlanta, so I don't want to, hopefully cash a 7.5 Atlanta and then lose if I force a total. So my one play here, guys, is the Atlanta Falcons plus 7.5, minus 115 at Caesars. Now, let's talk some college hoops, because there's a huge college slate here today, as we mentioned, and I got two games that caught my eye. And they are both what I would call small, low-bet, obscure, sharp line moves. So, first one on the board, this is an early game, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Let's talk about Towson visiting William and Mary. Old Bill and Mary. So 5 o'clock tip off here. A couple of just thoughts here, just background. Basically, Towson comes in 8-5 on the season. They've won 2 straight. Just beat up on Sacred Heart 72-47. William and Mary 9-3. They've won 4 of their last 5. Just beat Radford 96-83. So we got a 9-3 William and Mary against 8-5 Towson. Both teams pretty decent this year. However, what have we seen across the board? Well, this game opened basically a pick'em. It was William and Mary -1 or William and Mary pick'em. I did see one book that actually opened Towson maybe -1, so we can split the difference and basically say it was a pick'em game. And what do we always talk about, especially like in baseball? Like when a baseball game is a -110 both sides, which direction does the line move? Because you got to think about how basically the sharps are reacting to a pick'em game. Either their model also says it's a pick'em, therefore no reason to bet it, there's no edge, or do they have one team -1 or -2, so therefore if it opens as a pick, they're going to jump on that team because there's an edge. Well, looks like the edge here from the sharps is on Bill and Mary. Let's go William and Mary. Now, William and Mary, basically a pick'em. They've now been bet up to -1.5 or -2. I see one book that went to -2.5. So it's pretty clear this line is moving toward Bill and Mary. Now, DraftKings spread percentage, 67% bets, 72% dollars on William and Mary. You guys know me, especially in a college basketball game. I'm going to mitigate some risk here, so I went William and Mary on the money line. I got them at -135. I like the splits in particular at DraftKings on the money line, 72% bets, 84% dollars, but really at Circa, this one jumped out to me, only 50% of money line bets, but 87% of money line dollars on William and Mary. So we have low bets, higher dollars, line move toward William and Mary. William and Mary does have a little bit of a rest advantage, 18th of December they last played versus the 22nd for Towson. Also, it's the first game back since the Christmas break, so hopefully there's a little home court advantage here, which, by the way, William and Mary is 4-0 at home, and Towson is 0-4 on the road. Hope that is a benefit toward the tribe tonight, William and Mary tribe. Ken Palm, you're going to like this. If you want to play William and Mary with me, Ken Palm has William and Mary winning by 4 points. So you might say, lay the 2.5. Well, let me just go money line and get more protection, hopefully. But he's also got William and Mary ranked higher, 122nd in the country versus 134th for Towson. Look at some of these stat categories. You have William and Mary with the better offensive efficiency, 136th in the country versus 185th for Towson. Big advantage in effective field goal percentage, so better shooting the ball, 55% versus 47%. Better three-point shooting, 33% versus 27%. And better free throw shooting. This could be a big one here, especially in a tight game. Let's make our free throws. and hopefully we can get some misses from Towson. But 77%, that's pretty good, versus only 66% free throw shooting for Towson. Lastly, we have an 18% sharp mush edge from our friends at Juice Reel, also on William and Mary. So it's kind of a weird early 5 o'clock game, Eastern time, of course, but a pick up to now -2, -2.5 tells me smart money's going Bill and Mary with a sharp mush edge. Ken Palm's got him by 4, good splits, better shooting, both 3-point and field goal, and just free throws in general. So I took Bill and Mary, the tribe, on the money line at -135. Last bet of the night, 7 o'clock Eastern time, Northern Kentucky against Robbie Moe, Robert Morris. This is a Horizon League matchup. Now, Northern Kentucky comes in 9-5 on the year, but they have lost 2 straight, just lost to College of Charleston, 85-74. On the other hand, Robbie Moe, 10-4 on the year. They've won 3 straight, just beat St. Francis of Pennsylvania. What was that? 79-70. So 9-5 versus 10-4. 2 good teams going at it here once again. Now, what have we seen across the market for this one? Well, this game open, Robbie Moe listed as about a very short 1-point home favorite. And we've seen this line pretty much creep up only toward Robert Morris. We've seen Robert Morris -1 reach as high as -2.5. Now, it has since come back down to around -1.5, but still open to current, all movement has been on the Robbie Moe side. So it tells me we have some smart money here flowing in favor of Robert Morris. Now, you know me again, trying to moneyline a short favorite. I found DraftKings moneyline splits pretty good toward the Robert Morris side. 76% of bets, 86% of moneyline dollars. And then if you look over at Circa, a big split in favor of Robert Morris. We have Robbie Moe getting over 90% of moneyline bets and dollars. So big advantage here. Both bets and dollars, both DraftKings and Circa in favor of Robbie Moe. Now, Ken Palm has Robert Morris winning by 5. So that's a pretty nice little advantage here, hopefully over the 1.5. And again, remember, this line reached as high as -2.5. But I did go money line here. You can get Robbie Moe around -125, -130, somewhere around there. Ken Palm does have Robbie Moe ranked higher, 175th in the country versus 209th. Better offensive efficiency for Robbie Moe, 174th versus 218th. Better defensive efficiency, 195th versus 201st. Offensive rebound advantage, 28th in the country, Robert Morris versus 69th for Northern Kentucky. 3-point shooting, 36% versus 33%. So better behind the arc. Hope they can drop it home here tonight. And a small rest advantage, nothing huge, but last played on the 20th of December versus 21st. And again, after the Christmas break. And I always look at, in addition, just these home road splits, because Robbie Moe is 7-0 at home this year. They've been really good at home, and Northern Kentucky is 2-3 on the road. So it's kind of similar. I think if you like William and Mary, you like Robert Morris, -1 up to 1.5, touched as high as 2.5. I did notice also a 33% sharp mush edge in favor of Robert Morris here in this spot. So you add it all up here, guys. I'm going to go Robbie Moe, hopefully to get a win at home in the Horizon League. Again, you can get Robert Morris as low as -125 on the money line. So William and Mary, we got Bill and Mary and Robbie Moe. I don't know how I came up with these nicknames, but this is what we used to always call them when I worked at Sports Insights, and we would sweat games together, me and my buddies. I miss those times. But either way, let's see if we can get at least one of them. If we get both, that'll be even better. And let's go Falcons. Let's go Dirty Birds, +7.5. So that about does it for episode 422 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. This is the part of the pod, as always, where we wrap things up. Always start first by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for grinding in the arena with me through the ups and the downs, the good and the bad, but always taking a positive, optimistic, but also a, a grinders with blinders approach, as an old friend of mine used to say. Never getting too high, never getting too low, but always trying to find those system plays, trying to make smart bets with our head and not our heart. So if you do enjoy this pod, which I hope you do, you find the insights valuable, please, would you give it a 5-star review on Spotify or iTunes? Would go a long way in helping us to continue to grow the pod. If you want to click the follow button or retweet the pod when I put it out each afternoon, or recommend the pod to a friend, that would all be fantastic and make me very happy. Next, If you enjoyed these breakdowns, this approach to sports betting, taking a data-driven approach, looking at splits, system matches, line moves, trying to make bets that are smart with our head and not our heart and not our own biases. If you want to learn more about data-driven betting, or maybe you still got to get, an upcoming gift for somebody, as you guys made me very happy with the spike in sales during the holidays. Looks like a lot of stockings were stuffed with one or both of my books. But still, it doesn't have to be a holiday. You can support the team anytime you want by going to Amazon.com and typing in the Everything Guide to Sports Betting or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook, my 2 books that I'm very proud of. And I'm already thinking about my 3rd book. I have a cool title, hopefully, if we can get there in time, or when we really get serious about it. But either way, guys, if you want to grab one or both, you'd make my day. Bring the Everything Guide or the NFL Sharp Betting Playbook to the sports book. I'll sign in for you. I'll buy you a beer or ginger ale, and we'll sweat some of these games here together tonight. Next, have you downloaded Rhythm and Juiced yet? My 2 favorite sports betting apps. Rhythm, great for their AI-backed models and predictions for game bets and player props. Juiced, just a great app with so many different advantages, including the sharp mush edges, the arbitrage plays, the shop for the best line opportunities, but also getting the Robo Jackson best bet picks, and of course, supporting your podcast host. So you like the pod, tip your podcast host in the form of signing up to get the All Systems Go official best bet picks. Once I bet them, I got my books synced right up to Juiced. I bet them at one of my books. It goes right to my profile page on Juiced. You can tail, fade, do whatever you like. But if you'd like to get those plays immediately once I play them and support the pod and tip your podcast host, it costs $4.99 a week. So $5 a week for 7 days worth of plays. So pretty decent value there. But either way, guys, download Rhythm, download Juiced. Give them a 5-star review in the App Store while you're at it. Next, have you given a shot to Odds Logic? Odds Logic is the best live odds page around. You know, we're going to talk about New Year's resolutions, I'm sure, because everyone asks, I want to get healthier. Like, okay, whatever. But what if you're a sports bettor? What do you want to do? You want to get a better live odds page, and Odds Logic is the best one around. It'll give you all the major books, including sharp books like Pinnacle and Chris and Circa, which are kind of somewhat hard to get. But in real time, it updates all the different color-coded updates so that you know the lines are moving. You can identify steam, the open column versus the current prices. You can look at line movement, pull up line history by clicking the box just with your mouse. Or, of course, you can shop for the best price, which is huge as well. And you're going to get that live in-game wagering, updating odds throughout the game as well. So if you haven't done it yet and you want to give it a shot, here's a link you can go to for a 7-day free trial and 50% off your first month. Just go to oddslogic.com/Josh123. Next, we have Novig. Do you guys know about Novig? I've tried to tell you. Novig is a sports betting exchange and not a sports book, so you're going to get way better juice prices. Instead of paying minus 115, minus 120, you're going to pay minus 105, plus 102, minus 106, minus 101. So, for example, let me just kind of put this into perspective. I'm popping open my Novig app as we speak, and I'm looking at the game here for tonight for Monday Night Football, and you can get Rams minus 7.5 at plus 108 or Falcons plus 7.5 at minus 111. Minus 111 may not sound great, but every other book that's at 7.5 Falcons is like minus 115, minus 120. Or over 48.5, minus 108, under 48.5, plus 106. You're getting better prices, which means you can win at the very same rate you would at DraftKings or FanDuel or any other book, but you're going to make more money on the back end because you're risking less juice up front. So download Novig, and when you fund your account, put in Josh123 in the promo code, and it'll tack on another $25. And then, of course, guys, we're only about a week away from the playoffs here, the NFL postseason. We got Week 18, and then that's it. We have a couple big games, Carolina, Tampa, to decide the AFC West or AFC South. And then we have a big showdown there, Pittsburgh and Baltimore for the AFC North. But then after that, we got the postseason. So I've been trying to tell you, and you guys have, a bunch of people have signed up, so thank you for that. But the NFL Survivor contest that I'm doing with Splash Sports, it's specifically for the playoffs, and it's kind of interesting because you got to save your champion for the final play. So if you think the Rams are going to win it all, again, right now they wouldn't get a first round bye. It would be Seattle, but you wouldn't want to use Rams in the first round because, again, you want to save your champion for the end. So it's kind of an interesting, cool way for all of us to get back into Survivor mode for the postseason. So it's there's a link to join the contest in the description of this podcast, and you can also find it on my Twitter page at Josh_insights. But I'd love for you guys to join in. So that about does it for episode 422 of the ASG All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast powered by Rhythm. Lastly, two final thoughts. One, whether I see you at the Borgata in Atlantic City, Twin River in Rhode Island, the Brook in New Hampshire, Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun down in Connecticut, at the Encore in Boston, Plainridge Park Casino, MGM Springfield, the Nash in my neck of the woods on the border of Nashville, New Hampshire and Massachusetts, or out in the desert where the True Grinders get down, where Billy Walters sends his number runners, where the lowest juice possible is found at the South Point, or Sweat and Sharp Contrarian plays jumping in the stadium swim pool when you cash a big ticket at Circa, wherever it may be. Hopefully you're going to show me a Falcons or a Bill and Mary or a Robbie Moe ticket for tonight. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. But guess what? First one's on me, next one's on you, and we're going to post about the book and sweat some plays together. So as always, guys, coming off a winning day or a losing day, a great day or a terrible day, a hot streak, a cold streak, somewhere in the middle as we're always grinding. Key is always never to get too high or too low. So we're going to stay even-keeled. We're going to stay disciplined with our bankroll management. Flat betting, of course, 3% per play, 1 unit per play. Bet to risk, not bet to win. And we're going to see if we can come out on top long-term, which I think we can. So we just got to find those system matches, games that fit our model, against the public, with the house, with the pros, flat bet, avoid parlays and get that CLV. If we can do that, we're going to be successful sports bettors. So have a great Monday night, everybody. We'll be right back at it tomorrow for the second to last day of 2025. Can you believe it? It's almost 2026. I was told, they'd be flying cars by now, watching the Jetsons when I was growing up. But hey, I guess AI isn't too far off, so who the heck knows? But either way, guys, episode 423 of the ASG pod will be tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you guys. So good luck, everybody. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 423 of the All Systems Go Sports Betting Podcast, powered by Rhythm. Good luck, everybody.